Hello and welcome to this Liverpool news roundup here on Anfield Agenda. My name is Conor and I'm here to take you through all of the latest Liverpool news after Liverpool defeated Nottingham Forest 1-0 yesterday in the Premier League. Up to now have us at a 50% chance of finishing in the top four. We were only 33% before this weekend. A huge weekend for the Reds, a huge 3 points, a hugely disappointing performance I must say. We weren't good at all, but 3 points is 3 points. A win is a win is a win. Thank God we got the 3 points in the end. Thank God for Alexis McAllister and his persistence to come back and get that second goal after the first one was chalked off. What an ending to a game though. What an ending. Like, how did we win that game of football though? How did we come away with 3 points there? I'm not complaining one bit, but yeah, huge 3 points. Don't know how we got it, but I will absolutely take it. Anyway, we do have plenty of news this morning. We have some bits around Rio Ngumoha and the hype around him. The hype train is fully on board. Choo choo! We have some more links with Lucas Bergvall. We have some news of Darwin Nunez potentially returning to the Premier League. Bring him home, I say. We have some links with Malik Chow of Newcastle and a few other bits and pieces that we can sink our teeth into this morning. Let's start off with Rio Ngumoha then. Only came on for about 14 minutes, but he made a really big difference. Some stats here via Anything Liverpool on X to say that he played 14 minutes, he had 11 touches, he completed 2 of his 2 take-ons, he won 2 duels, he had 1 chance created and 1 touch in the opposition box. And that was followed by a quote from Jamie Carragher who said, "He did more in 15 minutes than Salah and Gakpo did all game." And it's very hard to disagree with Jamie on that. Like, he was just so bright when he came on. He had a bit of a spark. He actually gave the defender something to think about. Like, Salah and Gakpo, as good as they are on their day, like, they just don't really have that spark anymore, the same as a Rio Ngumoha has, like, to really like put fear and terror into a defender. And I think Lewis Steele has summed it up perfectly here. He said, "A few times in 2026, Rio Ngumoha has come on and done something neither winger on the pitch have been able to do in the 80 minutes beforehand. He makes defenders retreat and panic. Now he needs to start his first Premier League game." Again, that's from Lewis Steele. So Lewis Steele wants him to start. Greg Evans of The Athletic has also said he deserves a start, and that was reposted by James Pearce as well. So the tide definitely does seem to be turning on the likes of Salah and Gakpo. The Rio Ngumoha hype train has fully left the station at this point. Everyone is on board with how good this fella is. I think he deserves a start against West Ham. If not starting, then he should at least get the full second half. I think he's at a point now where he should be getting more than 10 or 15 minutes because he does look the absolute business. Like, I can understand as well, like, limiting game time and just kind of trying to manage his minutes and workload and not put too much pressure on him. Like, seeing stuff like this does kind of worry me in a sense of, like, journalists coming out saying he needs to be starting. Like, he is only 17 years of age. He deserves a start, but I hope the media don't start piling on the pressure on him if he like starts a game or two and doesn't instantly hit the ground running. Like, I really hope they do just let him have his time to develop. I'm sure he will be a superstar, but let's not put too much pressure on him right now. Like, how many players have we seen ruined by the pressure of the English media? So just hold back a little bit. Just give him time to develop. Hopefully he does start, but please just, don't put too much pressure on him. Sticking with wingers then, we have a lot of stories recently linking Cody Gakpo to move away. Pete O'Rourke has been speaking about Gakpo's future and whether Bayern Munich might come back in for him. He said, "I would be surprised if Gakpo went to Bayern. Obviously, last summer it seemed as if it was a choice between Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz for Bayern Munich, as they wanted to bring in a new left-sided winger. They obviously went for Diaz, and it's been a massive success for the German club. Diaz has really hit the ground running for Bayern Munich. He has become a key man for Vincent Kompany's side, so you would imagine that he has that left wing spot locked down. Gakpo obviously is a versatile player who can play anywhere across that front line as well, so I'm sure Bayern Munich will still have him on their list, but I don't think it'll be a priority for them right now." It certainly is an interesting debate. I know Craig debated with people last night on the live stream whether Cody Gakpo should be sold. I think if we got offered something like 60 or 70 million pounds, he should be, but I wouldn't really be pushing him out the door. Like, I am frustrated with Cody Gakpo, but he is an effective player overall. Like, I would like him in the squad. I just don't want him to be like, I just don't want Liverpool to be in a situation where like he is the starting man. There's no pressure on him. Like, he should be getting chances and getting minutes, but I don't think he should be undroppable by any chance. Like, he's a great squad player to have, but someone like Rio Ngumoha, or like a new left winger, let's say we brought in Yandy Monday, like someone like that should be the starter ahead of him. Maybe Rio gets minutes on the right then as well, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like, Gakpo I think is a good player, but he should definitely not be starting every single game. So I'm not going to push him out the door this summer, but if we got a decent offer, I would probably take it at this point. But it does look like Bayern Munich won't be in that race, so it's interesting to see who does come in for him if he is put up on the market. I hope you all enjoyed little additions to the studio as well. I've had this for months, I just haven't got around to putting it up. I have had to adjust my lighting slightly because there was a big glare on it, so please let me know if it looks alright, or if there's any lighting experts who want to give me any tips as to how to get my lighting better. I'm always open to tips and stuff on that, so please do let me know in the comments below if you know anything about light. Another stat after the game then, so after Liverpool's 1-0 Liverpool's 1-0 win over Forest means only Palace, Man City and Arsenal have kept more clean sheets than Liverpool this season. So we have 9, Palace and Man City have 10, and Arsenal have 13, which is a bizarre stat considering how bad we have been at the back. Like, we're only 1 clean sheet behind Palace and Man City in tied second, and only 4 behind Arsenal. Like, that is very weird. I would not have expected that one bit. 3 clean sheets in a row for the Reds now as well. Like, again, that seems like a completely made up stat given how poor we have been at the back recently. But look, we will absolutely take it. Between that and the swing in set pieces, like, we've gone from a huge deficit to a massive surplus in terms of set pieces. So it's good to see that has turned around as well. Good signs in general, but the performance yesterday still wasn't good enough, was it? Speaking of that then, we have Fabrizio Romano giving us an update on Arne Slot's situation and like what Liverpool will take into account as to whether he will be sacked in the summer or not. So he said, for Arne Slot, the situation is quite clear. Being in the Champions League next season is crucial for Liverpool. It will also help Arne Slot arriving toward the end of the season in a more relaxed situation with the club. Otherwise, if Liverpool aren't in the Champions League next season, let's see what kind of Champions League campaign they'll enjoy. This could bring Liverpool into an important review for the summer. Now the full focus is on the pitch, and the opportunity to win a trophy, of course, will be massive for Liverpool. Then in the summer, a review of the club. Let's see if Liverpool will be in the Champions League next season or not, and this will be one of the factors to decide on Arne Slot. So I expect the club at the end of the season to meet, owners, board, management all together, to decide what they want to do. That last bit is very interesting. So it said, let's see if Liverpool will be in the Champions League next season, and this will be one of the factors to decide on Arne Slot. So that's good to see as well. Like, I'm not going to sit here hounding out the manager after winning another game, but it's good to see that if that is the line coming out of the club, it's not like a guarantee that if he gets Champions League, he's here next season, because it shouldn't be that. If we scrape top 5 and go out in the next round in the Champions League, like, that is not enough. Like, I think if we get into the top 5, it's a good enough to be like, right, Arne, you've done your job, you've got us back in, but we're going to look at other options. Like, I think that's fair. He can leave then with his head held up high, get a decent job somewhere else. Like, I think that's the minimum requirement for him to go out not disgraced. But it shouldn't be a case of if we scrape top 5, then Arne Slot is the man, gets a new contract, stays here for the next 10 years. Like, I'm glad to see that the club is going to still consider his future, even if we do get Champions League, which is, yeah, a massive plus for me. Of course, like, if we end up winning the next 10 games, finishing third, get to the semi-finals of the Champions League, or even win it, like, fair enough, then he should have a decent chance of staying next season. But, like, it shouldn't just be a case of he gets Champions League, he stays. It can't be as simple as that. Some quick bits of transfer news then. This from Team Talk this morning, who say that Darwin Nunez is keen to leave Al Hilal this summer and make a return to the Premier League. The Uruguayan striker has been replaced in the pecking order by Karim Benzema at the Saudi club. Intermediaries have already sounded out several clubs, with Newcastle United and Tottenham among those approached regarding a potential move. Bring him home. Bring him home. No, in all seriousness, like, I would expect him to end up at someone like a Newcastle or Spurs. I've always seen him in a Newcastle shirt, by the way, even when we were being linked with Isak back in the summer. Like, just Darwin in a Newcastle shirt makes so much sense. I'm sure the fans would love him. Like, he is an underrated player. Like, I actually still love the man. Like, I really enjoyed his time at Liverpool. Yes, he was frustrating as hell at times, but he always gave it 100%. He scored a fair, decent amount of goals. He was always a decent option off the bench as well. Like, turned around that game against Newcastle and a few others. Like, he's definitely not as bad as people make him out to be. Fair enough, he's off in Saudi at the minute, and it's going to be like a big step up to come back to the Premier League, but I wish him all the best. Like, if he ends up at Newcastle or Spurs, I will be singing his praises and wishing him the best. Hopefully he doesn't score against us or affect our title chances or anything, but look, I do have a lot of love for Darwin Nunez still. Never really understood the hate towards him. Like, he is frustrating. But look, he seems a good lad, and he gave us 100% on the pitch all the time. So look, that's all you can ask for, really. Do let me know in the comments, though. Do you think Darwin Nunez would be a success at Newcastle or Spurs? I think he will be quite decent, to be fair, but that's just me. Last bit of news then this morning. This is from Sport Boom. Who doesn't know Sport Boom, of course? Malik Chow has been linked with a potential exit from Newcastle United ahead of the summer window. Bayern Munich and Manchester United are both preparing moves for the centre-back, while Liverpool are also weighing up a possible bid. The 24-year-old only joined Newcastle from AC Milan last August for £30 million. Now, I'm sure he is on our list of potential targets. I'm sure we have extensively scouted him and kind of sounded out the situation, but can you really see us going back to Newcastle looking for more of their players, particularly when we're being linked with Anthony Gordon again as well? Like, I just fail to see us going back to Newcastle, be like, hi, us again, we're back. Like, it's just, yeah. He'd be a decent option to be fair, but I don't think this one's really reasonable, or I don't think he would be top of the list. But look, one to keep an eye on. That's all from me this morning anyway. If you have enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new. Craig will be back with a video in the afternoon, and then live this evening from 8:45 as always, so please keep an eye out for those. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very soon.